ship's prow, braids tied tight, and an iron vow. Fur on her shoulders, salt on her tongue, names of her fathers beat like a drum. She is the shield of the storm, fire in the snow, heart of the north. Axes will sing when she roars, blood on the tide, fate in her sword. All of the world will remember her name, Viking warrior queen. Viking warrior queen. Smoke lifts from a burning shore, red sun rising over ash and ore. Laugh in the battle, steel in her eyes. If this is the end, then I end on the rise. She's the shield of the storm, fire in the snow, heart of the north. Axes will sing when she roars, blood on the tide, fate in her sword. All of the world will remember her name, Viking warrior queen. Oh, Viking warrior queen. Feast in the hall or fall in the field, either way, she never kneels. Raise your horse to the one who leads, crown made of iron, throne built of deeds. She is the shield of the storm, fire in the snow, heart of the north. Axes will sing when she roars, blood on the tide, fate in her sword. All of the world will remember her name, Viking warrior queen. Viking warrior I was raised in shadowed alleys where the lanterns barely shone.
Silver fingers in the darkness, every heart I knew was stone.
Coin and dagger were my teachers, trust was something never sold.
Till I saw her in the morning,
Standing in a field of gold, wind in wheat and sunlight falling.
soft against her hair.
For the first time in my lifetime,
I forgot the thief was there.
oh, the thief fell hard that summer, where the wildflowers grow.
In a place where honest hands turned the earth both dark and slow.
She looked at me like daylight, like a soul worth saving still.
And a heart that stole 1,000 things was captured by the head.
I had taken rings from nobles, stolen secrets from the crown.
slips through windows like a whisker.
Never once had settled down,
But she laughed beside the barley, and the world grew strangely wide. For a moment I imagined what it meant to stay beside.
but the night still knew my footsteps.
And the law still knew my name.
The love is fragile in the daylight,
When a thief still walks in shame.
oh, the feet fell hard that summer, where the wildflowers grow,
In a place where honest hands turn the earth both dark and slow.
she looked at me like daylight, like a soul worth saving still.
And a heart that stole 1,000 things was captured by the
If I leave before the sunrise, she may never know my past. If I stay, the world may find me, and our peace may never last.
So I buried all my daggers and the rules beneath the oak, for a life among the wheat fields and the vows we never spoke.
Now the thief walks through the morning, where the quiet rivers run.
With the girl who taught a shadow how to stand inside the sun. I once stole from kings and castles, gold and silver from the throne.
But the greatest thing I ever took was a heart that made me
There's a silver cut across the sky, a blade of light in the midnight. I feel it crawl beneath my skin, where bone and shadow both begin. The forest holds its breath for me, the roots remember what I'll be. Boots in mud, pulse in my throat, the beast inside begins to vote. Chain the door and bar it tight, it won't matter come midnight. When the moon takes me, I run through blood and bark, and no one call my name. I won't hear, only heartbeat, only fear. Claws on stone, teeth on fate. Hunger does not hesitate. Pray the dawn will set me free. When the moon takes me. I've carved warnings in my wall, broken locks and shattered halls. Swore I'd fight it, swore I'd win, but silver light seeps deeper in. I smell your breath across the field, every secret you concealed, every tremor in your veins echoes louder than my chains. Hear the howl, it splits the air. That's not rage, that's despair. When the moon takes me, I run past the line of right and wrong, skin to fur and man to myth. Every breath a sharpened gift. Claws on stone, teeth on fate. Hunger does not hesitate. If I cross your path tonight, it on before I lose the fight. If I wake with blood on snow, tell me what I need to know. Did I spare or did I tear? Was there mercy in me there? Tie me down or let me roam. The forest feels more like home. Am I monster? Am I free? Or just what the moon made me? When the moon takes me, I rise, golden fire in my eyes. I am cursed and I am cold. I am hunger overall. Claws to sky, voice unbound. Let the mountain shake with sound. Fear the night or fear the sea, but fear the wolf inside of me.
We kicked the door with heroic flair. It wasn't locked, just thin as air. The fighter tricked on his own great sword. The wizard set the map on fire. The rogue said, trust me, I got this planned. Then vanished off with the spoons and pan. The cleric sighed by gods above and healed the bard who fell in love. The dice hit, would we hold our breath? It's either glory or instant death. Crit fail, more ill. Set the tavern up for sale. We saved the world by accident and somehow never end in jail. Roll high or lie. Blame the warlock's patron guy. If guessed it, he's got better plans. It clearly passed us by. We faced a troll in a cave of doom, but the bard tried flirting nice perfume. The paladin gave a holy speech. The troll just used him as a beach. The wizard yelled, stand very still, then fireballed the nearest hill. The ranger swore that was the plan. Strategic loss of half the clan. If logic fails, we drink instead. We've resurrected worse than dead. Crit fail, more hail. Raise your mugs and grab a tail. We break the curse, we burn the keep and charge the dragon rent and mail. Roll high or cry, swing your sword and hope it's nigh. If chaos is a chosen path, then we're the reason why. If I should fall in battle's flame, tell them I forgot the game. Tell my debts I did my best, and check the road for missing vest. Who stole the quest? Who cast that spell? Why is the bard inside the well? Quick fail, more ill. We derail every nights have eyes and hunger learns to memorize. She tied her cloak beneath her chin like fabric could defend her skin. Mother said, be small, be wise, but wolves don't hunt by size. They watched her like a waiting plate, like she had chosen this is fate. Feed us your daughters, the wolves all cry, from shadowed doors and silvered sky. Send them walking soft and sweet, we'll take what wanders through our street. But red was just a color she wore, not a key to any door, not a signal, not a plea. She was only trying to be free. She knew these paths, each tree, each stone, but knowing never means you're safe alone. You can memorize every bend, still meet the teeth around the end. And when the dawn revealed the ground, they gathered close, they gathered around. Not to mourn what had been gone, but ask her why she dared to run. A foolish girl, a reckless flame, they never whispered wolves by name. Feed us your daughters, the wolves still cry. Her birth in will justify the hour, the dress, the breath she drew. Will make the story point at you. But red was just a color she wore, not a wound she asked for, not a riddle, not a tax. No, does not mean try your best. Her voice was small, but it was clear. I was not made to live in fear. My steed is mine, my steps are too. Your hunger does not make it true. The walls still circle in the night, still call her teeth a natural right. But she was never meant to bleed for someone else's want or need. Red is blood and red is breath. Red should never equal death. She was not a feast to claim. She was a girl with her own I watched him from the orchard gate, where summer blocks unsealed my fate. His armor caught the rising sun, a battle lost before begun. He smiled as if he couldn't see the war he'd woken up in.
We walked beside the silver stream and spoke of fate and distant dreams. His laughter echoed through the hills and lingered in the valley still. But when he asked what stirred my heart, I let my trembling words depart.
He rode away crowned you once in whispered fear, a lord of silk and blade. With wings of night and violet fire, the courts were taught to hate. You walked the dark like it was home, with starlight in your breath, a smile that held both mercy's kiss and promises of death.
They named you monster, trickster, king, a shadow clothed in sin. Yet every choice you bled to make, you carved from deep within. For those you love, you break the world, you kneel, you burn, you rise. 1,000 years of sacrifice behind your laughing eyes. Oh Lord of night, oh crowned in stars, you bear the weight no one sees. You'd shatter heaven, scorch the skies for love, for loyalty. Let history curse your noble name, let darkness claim your land. I know the truth you never speak, you rule with open hands. Beneath the court of endless dusk, where moon and magic meet, you lay your crown upon the ground and bare your broken feet. Not high lord then, but wounded man, who chose the long despair, who wore the mask of cruelty so others needn't bear. If loving means becoming feared, you'll wear that fate with grace. If saving means you're never known, you'll vanish without trace. But in the quiet, in the dark, where vows are softly sworn, you are not legend, myth, or god. You are the shield you protect. Oh, risen king of stolen light, of laughter, edge, grief, pain. The night bows low wherever you stand, the stars know your true name. Let poets lie and courts condemn the choices that you made. I'll sing the truth the shadows keep. You loved, you paid, you stayed. So drink the night, my midnight lord. Let dawn forget your scars, for every soul you ever save still writes you in the stars. The bells of iron rang at dawn. Smoke curled where the light had gone. Shadows stretched across the plain. Ash fell down like silent rain. The gates were closed with torches high. No prayers left beneath the sky.
We stood with trembling hands of steel, afraid of what we dared to feel. Then the mountains split in flame, and the heavens spoke its name.
When the sky took fire and the earth gave way,
We rose from the pyre,
we would not break. Through blood and thunder, through fear and flame, if legends fall, we rise again.
like night across the sun. The reckoning had just begun, a roar that shook the ancient stones, rattled marrow in our bones. Night fell down, but banners rose, steel met scale in burning blows, not for glory, not for fame, but for the ones without a name, left the driving sea of scars. We are brighter than the stars. When the sky took fire and the seas ran red, we walked through the fire where angels feared to tread, through shattered kingdoms, through endless night. If hope is dying, we are the fight. We are the fight. I am no king, I wear no crown, just dust and oath and battleground. But if I fall, let it be known, the fire in me was never on. But when the sky took fire and the stars went blind, we carried the light they could not find, through ruin and ruin, through flame and rain. If darkness rises, we rise again. Rise again. From ash and flame, we rise again.
The northern wind was howling, wild snow like knives across the miles. A lonely road, a burning sky, a warrior walking, scarred but alive. Tavern door creaked open slow, a gust of frost and drifting snow. A shadow stood in firelight thin, and every eye turned toward him. His cloak was torn, his beard was ice, a blade that tasted war twice. Runes were carved along the steel, stories no man there could steal.
He dropped his shield beside the door like thunder shaking wooden floor, then raised his head with a wolfish grin, and silence slowly turned to din.
Raise the horns and fill the ale, sing the song of storm and sail. If death should come, we'll drink again. Tonight the wolf walks in. Raise the fire, let the rafters ring. Hear the northern warriors sing. Steel may rust and kings may fall, but we will drink through all.
He spoke of waves as black as night, of burning ships, an endless fight, of brothers lost beneath the foam, and gods who called the brave ones home.
But in his eyes the fire burned, for every mile the world had turned. And when the bard began to play, the warrior laughed the war away.
The storm still roars beyond the wall, but here the mead will drown it all. For every scar and every sin finds peace when brothers gather in.
Raise the horns and fill the ale, sing the song of storm and sail. If death should come, we'll drink